Okay, time for NAF Game 2 in the good, the bad, the fair, and the ugly. So this is my vampires against some wood elves. We drew our first game against Tomb Kings, and then we'll go to the other end of the spectrum against wood elves. They've got tackle and strip ball on their war dancers, so same old, and then they've got a couple of dodging line elves. So no tree, but apart from that, just very similar to Blood Bowl 2016 elves. So yeah, my vampires, I've got the blodging ball carrier, and I've got 2 pro and a leader and something else. What's the other one got? Dodge. And then I've got a block and a wrestle thrall. So I'm in blue. That's weird. I'm almost always red when I do replays, so maybe that's changed in the new what's it. So spreading them out a bit so that they don't bite each other straight away. He won the toss, I think. Yeah, so he won the toss and chose to receive. Guess to duff my players up a bit. I would tend to kick, but so that's fine. And try and duff his players up a bit. So I'm looking forward to gazing war dancers, because then they lose block and dodge, and then the blocking thrall is designed to do the damage after that. So that's what I do to start with. Yeah, that was a bad start on the animal savagery point of view. So taking out one of my own players slightly unnecessarily. So yeah, gaze the war dancer and then hit him with the blocker. Sorry. Turns out I didn't actually need to gaze because I rolled a POW anyway, and then did get the KO, which is good. He thought for a long time about APOing it to stun, but decided against it in the end. So decent start there, and then decided not to move too many. We got Res Snuffle, so we got some trapdoors, which I don't think did anything in the entire game. So he put a catcher up ahead, so that's who I'm going to hit in a minute. So I put the assist in. I don't know why. I was going to gaze as well to get rid of the dodge, but before doing that, I just decided to hit him, but it wouldn't have made a difference as it turned out. So I just pushed him, but he's fairly secure, and then it's just a case of putting a bit of pressure on by a few gazes and stuff like that. Just makes life difficult. Makes him think a bit. He did think a very long time about this one. So this didn't do very much. Basically, these gazes here are just in case his go goes terribly wrong and he rolls Snake Eyes as his first thing before he's activated all these other guys. It just makes life a lot easier if I can just stroll through and hit the ball carrier. But I don't think that happened. So he was able to just wander over there. That's fine. But this is going to give me my first hit on because he rolled a load of pushes basically. But I can get a punch on the ball carrier. So hit that one first. So I didn't have enough vampires to gaze. So ideally I'd have gazed him and then gazed the war dancer as well, but I couldn't do that because of the way the cage was formed, basically. That was a bit too difficult. So I just went in for the 2 dice hit and got a POW, which is fantastic. So I'm very pleased with how this is all going. Just crowd the ball and make it difficult for him to get out of there. And he doesn't manage to get out. He does take out another of my players though. So 2 injuries, which isn't good. Can't really afford to run out of players when you're with any team, but with vampires it can be bad, but not as bad as it used to be because you can eat vampires now as well as eating thralls. So here I'm going to try and retrieve the ball, and I make a first mistake of the game, not the last, definitely not the last, but first mistake of the game here in that I do reasonably well here, gaze up there, and then come in here, get the ball, and basically I just forget that this strip ball guy can just stand up and hit me, because if I just moved to there, then life would have been a whole lot easier, because he's not getting rid of these 2 vampires anytime soon, because these are both strength 2. So you'd have had to dodge out on 3s, dodge in on 4s, something like that, or leap into a whole load of mess. If I'd just gone there, then life would have been a whole different story. But I didn't, which is an error. So he blitzes me, gets the skull to start with, but then gets both down, and I don't have block, sadly. Ball bounces quite nicely for me, just to the sideline there. So getting away with that to a certain extent. He gets the POW, which is cheeky, and then goes to get the ball and then tries to throw, but wood elf catchers can't throw anymore, so he chucks it over there, and I have to go and retrieve it. Still in a reasonably strong position. It's not as good as it was. It could have been really, really good if I just moved 2 squares away. But as soon as I clicked sort of end turn, I knew that that had gone all horribly wrong. And so I make the 3 up there to hand off to the blodger. I know he's got the strip ball lurking here, but it's not easy to get to him. So what did he do? He just stood up, didn't he? Yeah. So that's fine, and then he punches him. So actually, was I able to punch with it? Would I have been able to punch that war dancer? Or did I just, was he on the floor? He sees the question. He was on the floor, so I couldn't have punched him. Okay, fine. So he's got the ball, and this is the problem here. So just gets some players in, and then goes for the sort of that 3 up, 2 up, dodge out. And we should probably have protected that a bit better. This guy dodging out might have been more sensible to a bit of a cage. Gets the push, nice bounce there, because then it's just a 2 up, 3 up, and he makes that and scores. So give me 3 turns to score back. He's running out of players, which is nice. The tackle war dancer didn't come back yet. A nice short kick, so 3 turns to score should have been all right. I get some good punches in, but no damage, sadly. He's there, and damage, still no damage. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3 knockdowns, armor 7, but only 1 stun out of it. And I've committed too many players here, basically, so this is a bit of a mess up. So then I get the ball, and then don't really have anywhere useful to go, unfortunately. So again, the strip ball war dancer is lurking, and could gone there. That might have been quite nice, maybe. Don't know, but I didn't really have anywhere good at this stage, so should have planned my turn a bit better there. Being harsh on myself. So he gets more pushes, so he's just has a 2 up dodge into there now, and then another one. Then gets gets a push, so with strip, and that's quite nice, and it bounces and to his catcher, which is annoying. Then you can protect him. So first punch doesn't work, and then I gaze to get rid of the dodge, and then blitz, and that's reasonable. So I got the ball, but again, can't get safe at all. So he can just get it off me again, I expect. I've only got 1 turn, so I've got 1 turn left after this. So the pro vampire just runs ahead, and then this is all not as good as it could have been. Basically, with that kick, I should have been able to score. I think, and his lack of players muffed it up somewhat. So he 1 dice is my guy, and he skulls, which is quite tidy. So suddenly things are looking a little better, or they would be in the old rules when vampires could pass. So let's see what happens. So the first thing I do, I don't have any rerolls at this stage, which is a bit rubbish. So make the go for it, and blitz to there, called rushes now. They're not called rushes in this, for some reason. That change wasn't made, but that's fine. So make the dodge, and what have we got? So what is it? It is a 4+ with vampires passing nowadays, and I rolled a 2, and the ball spoons somewhere unuseful. So losing 1-0 and receiving second half. Tackle war dancer comes back, which is not ideal. Get rid of one of his, which is good, and then just knockdowns on the other 2. Then nothing very much happening there. But basically, I should just go for a solid drive here. But so draw would be okay, to be honest, at this stage. You don't want to give too many turns to score back. So I would have been happy to take a draw. I'm getting rid of what else? If I manage to get rid of one of the war dancers, then I might think about scoring early. But I'm certainly thinking about the draw at this stage. So that's all fine. Just need to move up the pitch a bit. So I'm going to blitz with the blocker there. Just trying to hurt his guys really. Move up, and now this is a little bit rubbish. I don't know why I didn't just make a better sort of solid cage back here instead of running forward. I think I just got carried away because basically I've now left him. Well, I did leave him a blitz on the ball carrier, but he didn't take it. So he blitzing this guy. So should have really gone a bit more solid at this stage. See what happens. I'm just trying to get rid of some of his players. So blitzing with the ball carrier, 3 dice, but there's no more death at this stage. Foul there, fouled him off the pitch, which is great, and didn't get taken down. So this is all good. So my turn 5, and so this turn is where it goes wrong a little bit, basically, because so I stun one of my own players, and then I stun another one with my own animal savagery, and that was on a blitz, which always hurts, and I don't manage to hurt his guy, and then this guy's away by himself. Now this guy moved, which is good, and if this guy had animal savageried, then I'd have been in quite a lot of trouble. But he didn't, so why didn't I go there? There would have been a not better position, wouldn't it? Thinking about it, because he wouldn't have been able to get in other ways. But what can he do here? Yeah, so he just... How does he get in there? Oh, right, he runs around that way. Yeah, so he needs to go for it, and actually double powers my ball carrier now. So he did a strip ball, but double power was a bit of a slap in the chops. And then he's still got a war dancer lurking, so he moves up these 2 basically to get them out of the way, and then dodges in on a 3, picks up on a 3. He's used dodge now, so he tries to dodge out on a 3, but fails, and fails the reroll as well, which is good. So still looking okay. Armor break there would have been nice. So pick up the ball, and don't have anywhere actually good to go. So just run over here, just try and get further away from the war dancers, basically. Just take down him, and then get some support for the vampire. Oh yes, so that was to make it so that I could foul this war dancer with the thrall, basically. So this is the support. So that was to cancel those 2 tackle zones, and then this one was a bit of support. This would have been a bit more support. The foul doesn't work. It's blow, and so that means he can just come over here and hit my guy. So he can use the war dancer there for support, and then makes it a 1 dice, which works. Ball bounce is okay, but he can get support. No rerolls at this stage, so any of those dodges failing would have been lovely. But they didn't, and then another go for it as well. So at this stage I've got a fair few players actually, so I just blitz the thrower, then I'm going to gaze the rest and get them away. But to be honest, this was a counting failure on my part, because this guy was in range, but then he got pushed backwards. I think, by the war dancer. So he's not in range anymore, which I didn't entirely notice, which was a bit not very bright. So he gazes, and then I've got another one. This one gazes as well. So that makes it a 3-up pickup, and then a run in. So if I'd counted properly, which I didn't manage to do, always count properly, kids, I should have handed off, I think, to the blodging vampire over here. That would have put him in a decent situation. As it was, I didn't, so I got to here, and then I realised that I couldn't score. And I got to here, and then I realised that I couldn't hand off. And so basically that just left it very easy for him, which is unfortunate. So in comes, I don't think I'd have moved that thrower then, but in comes the strip ball war dancer. Ball bounces to there, and then he fails the pickup, and it goes to the catcher. So here I have a, stop. So I have a block thrall, so 2 dice trying to get a block or a pow, doesn't manage it, and then vampire stands up, but doesn't gaze because he got too many tackle zones on him, basically. So I was going to gaze to get rid of the dodge. So basically the only thing I've got left is this blitz from the wrestler on the floor. So I bring the vampire in just to cancel that so that I get the extra assist in there. This guy needs to score, basically. This is my turn 8. So I got the 3 dice, get the wrestle, and then the ball bounces to his player. That's the end of the game. Very annoying. So, yeah, there we go. These things happen. Didn't play tremendously well and didn't win, and he played well. And Wood Elves are still good. Vampires are good. Wood Elves can still do the thing. So, onwards we go. It's a team squad event, so hopefully the rest of my squad will win their games, and then everything will be rosy.